Assessments should reveal how well students have learned what we want them to learn, while instruction ensures that they learn it. For this to occur, assessments, learning objectives, and instructional strategies need to be closely aligned so that they reinforce each other. This tutorial will demonstrate how to complete the alignment worksheet for your course. Alignment is when critical course components work together to ensure that all students achieve the desired learning outcomes. The key areas for alignment are learning outcomes and objectives, instructional activities, and assessments. You will also want to consider the resources, materials, and tools as to whether or not they support the alignment of key areas. Alignment provides a better learning experience for students. It supports student-centered instruction and allows the student to clearly see the relationship between all aspects of the course. In addition, alignment provides a better teaching experience for instructors. It allows faculty to see how different outcomes for the course are being met and can help determine which areas of the course may need additional work. Finally, alignment makes extracting course data much easier. It becomes easier to see what outcomes students in general are struggling with. Furthermore, alignment is a valuable tool that can aid with accreditation, planning, and research. If objectives, activities, and assessments are not in alignment, the course may be fragmented and ineffective. Students may receive mixed messages about what they should learn and spend time on activities that do not lead to intended goals. This can be very frustrating for the student and can undermine both motivation and learning. Before we discuss how to perform course alignment, let's define some key terms so that we are all on the same page and identify the resources you will need to complete this task. The SLOs are the student learning outcomes, or what the student should know at the end of the course. MLOs are your module level objectives, what the student should know at the end of the lesson. If you have not written these for your course, you will need to spend some time composing these prior to the alignment exercise. An introduction to writing effective objectives is covered in this module, and there are links to writing effective objectives on the course's resource page. Assessments are the tasks completed by the student that will reveal whether or not the student has learned the objective. And the assignments are the activities completed by the students that will prepare them to achieve the intended learning objectives and outcomes. To help you work through your course alignment, you will be using the alignment worksheet, the key course components such as your SLOs, MLOs, assessments, and assignments, and the Bloom's taxonomy verb list. Let's first look at the Bloom's taxonomy chart. You will notice the chart is organized by levels of cognition. Level 1 is knowledge, Level 2, understand, Level 3, apply, and so on. Underneath each cognition level are the key words and verbs which you will identify in your SLOs and MLOs. Let me show you an example of SLO and MLO alignment, and then I will demonstrate how to use the alignment form for all key course components. Alignment between SLOs and MLOs can be explicitly or implicitly stated. The first example demonstrates an explicit alignment between the SLOs and your MLOs. As you can see, both keywords, demonstrate, are at a level 3 on the Bloom's taxonomy chart when you reference. Therefore, you know that they're aligned. If you replace the MLO verb with apply, students will apply the correct use of commas, semicolons, etc. They would still be in an alignment, since on the Bloom's taxonomy chart, apply is also a level 3 cognition verb. However, if you were to replace the word demonstrate with analyze, students will analyze the correct use of commas, semicolons, etc. Then it would not be in alignment because analyze on your Bloom's taxonomy chart is a level 4 verb. The next slide shows an implicit alignment between SLOs and MLOs. In order to determine whether or not a student has mastered a concept, the MLOs must be written as measurable statements using the action verbs. The SLOs, understand how and why, does not specifically describe the action a student will take to demonstrate mastery of the content. However, as you can see in the MLO, the student must be able to explain the factors, thus demonstrating an understanding of how and why. So that is how you want to think about alignment between the SLOs and MLOs. Now let's talk about how to fill out the alignment form and then how to tackle the assessment and activity alignment. The alignment form is a tabular document that you will complete and submit through Moodle. For the purpose of this exercise, you will report alignment for 2 of your course modules or weeks. Each module you should have approximately 3 to 5 MLOs that your students will be expected to learn throughout the week. The first thing you want to do is determine whether the MLOs align with the SLOs, and then you want to look at your assessments to see that they align with the MLOs. And finally, you want to determine whether the activities and the assignments support the learning and support the assessment pieces. On the first page, you will want to fill out your name as the reviewer, the course number and title, and the department program in these boxes right here. The second page is where you begin to document your course alignment. You have a space here for the module number. That's the week number that corresponds to the one that you're analyzing. You have a space to put the title of the lesson. And then here on the left side, underneath SLOs, this is where you will copy and paste or type in your SLOs, probably located in your course syllabus. You will use then the Bloom's Taxonomy verb list to determine the level and document it in this column right here with the corresponding to the outcome that you have on the left side. Down here you will be typing or composing your MLOs, your weekly objectives covered in this topic that support the SLOs. And here's a place for your Bloom's Taxonomy verb level, and then the assessment piece and its Bloom's Taxonomy level. Finally, down here at the bottom is you want to list the assignments given to help students prepare to achieve the intended learning objective, and a place to note how and why they are sufficient enough to support student learning and understanding. Here is a sample of an alignment that I filled out for my course. To begin, you want to determine whether the MLOs align with the SLOs. For viewing purposes, I have highlighted the key words for the course components. Apply, demonstrate, identify. Those are my SLOs. Here are my MLOs, and I want to make sure that these align with the SLOs up here. If you notice, the SLOs are measuring cognitions at levels 1 and 3. After referencing my chart, so are my MLOs. They are assessing at levels 1 and 3. So at this point, the course is aligned. Then you want to do the same thing for the assessments. Notice the assessments are listed in the corresponding row as the MLO they address. So to identify the theoretical foundations of learning, the students will be assessed using a multiple choice quiz. Now, multiple choice is recall or a level 1. This is implicitly stated. So therefore, these two pieces are aligned. Once the assessments are identified and labeled, then you can determine whether your course is in alignment. Now, let's say that the SLO had a different key word, as in right here. Let's say that this word was evaluate. Now, if you reference your Bloom's chart, you will notice that evaluate is a level 5 verb. Well, in order for our course to be aligned, we have to be assessing at the same level that our intended objectives are. So at this point, you will look at my assessments. I have no level 5 there, and therefore the course would not be in alignment. The idea is we cannot have assessments that measure at a different level than what you set out to measure with the SLOs at the course level objectives. Finally, I have listed the assignments that the students will complete in order to support and prepare the students to achieve the intended learning objectives. They are listed here. And then I analyze to determine whether or not they are sufficient. Are they sufficient? Yes, because I need them to be able to read and provide the background on the particular content. And so that's how you fill out this box too. Course alignment analysis can be a tedious process. However, it is necessary to ensure our students are receiving the best online education possible.